To further support Scarlet Moon and cash in on great discounts and rewards, follow the link below and support the Scarlet Moon Patreon page. Hey guys, it's time for another update from me on what's going on, what's been happening with me, what am I doing, and some big changes that are going on with Scarlet Moon and collaborative consciousness on a big scale. Let's get the first obvious thing out of the way. Those of you who have been going on to my website, those of you in ordering services, know that there are additional services available. And Chris and Mike are now on there as well. For those of you who don't know who Mike is, or who Chris is, let me tell you. Mike is my best friend of 10 years. He has been working with me spiritually for the entire span of that 10 years. He is a tarot reader himself, he is a psychic himself. And he is also helping me teach the tarot classes that I have going on. Okay, so he's actually, you know, he's ready, he's bona fide, he's bona fide. What I've decided to do, and, you know, with Mike, is to bring him on to also do tarot readings through Scarlet Moon. So we have additional services, another reader available for people. Mike definitely can help you out there. So he's offering tarot and oracle readings himself. And that's going to be actually a very good thing for everybody. I think that especially because I do travel, you know, I do take time to, you know, to go wherever. You know, I'm leaving for England on the 4th here, and I won't be back until the 13th. So Mike will be able to, you know, still do readings for people. There are a lot of good talents happening here. And with Chris, a lot of you know Chris. Chris is my partner. He works with me on collaborative consciousness, and he puts on the retreats with me. He's offering his services through Scarlet Moon now as well, so we can get his on board. He doesn't do readings. However, what he does do is help you work on developing, you know, inner awakening. Okay? This is all about development. This is all about working through behavioral and maybe personal cycles that you've been going through, having breakthroughs, you know, getting to the depths of who you really are. It's a mentorship program that Chris offers, you know, working on thought patterns and all kinds of things like that. And so now we have enough and a little bit of everything for everybody. And you can see that. You know, if you go to the services page on the Scarlet Moon website, you can see where it's like, these are where everybody's strengths are. This is what you can count on from this person, and this person. And I think that this is really going to help people get exactly what they need, exactly what they're looking for, and get all, you know, and again, have heightened availability. So this is huge. This is very big, and I'm really, really glad to be doing this, and I'm excited to see how this rolls out. Another thing that I decided to do is, if you go on the website, I've taken away bundles. There are no more bundles. I'll explain. Before you could get bundles of, say, 30-minute readings, you can buy them in bulk, so to speak. Like, I want to order 4 readings and then, you know, come back when I need them, things like that. And that worked for a time, but it's gotten to the point where it's gotten so busy and my email box is so jammed up, and Shopify is so clever. I can't put Shopify's mail in spam because otherwise I don't get any shop alerts whatsoever from them. So that's kind of ooh. And it's just gotten to a point where I need people to be able to schedule themselves for readings. You know, I need people to be able to go on and schedule themselves. That's what the calendar's for. And with bundles, we couldn't do that. There wasn't a way to reconcile the bundles with that. And a friend of mine, who I was talking to about the idea, made a good point. You know, and she said, well, when you think about it, and if you do the math correctly, you know, if people were on the Patreon page, you know, the Patreon page where people can pledge on a monthly basis, and they use the Patreon discount that they get, you know, the discount that they get is actually better than the price they were paying for the bundle. So I was like, okay, well, I'm all about saving people money, you know, and so, you know, we did do the math, and it did come out as that. So I'm going to start encouraging people who want to do the bundle discounts, because it was a good discount. Now, to get a better discount, you know, yes, you know, you will be pledging money to the Scarlet Moon Patreon and supporting, you know, and supporting me and supporting the video making and the tarot card deck that I want to publish and the oracle card deck that I want to publish. but at the same time you get to use that, the permanent reusable coupon code, to be able to schedule your readings for more affordable than you could have got with the bundles anyway. You know, that money all balances out. So that's happening. That's happening, and I think that's going to be a lot better for everyone. It's going to be easier for me because it doesn't make scheduling conflict happen. And it's going to be easier for you guys because you don't have scheduling conflict happen. It's not as hard to get a hold of me. And it's more affordable. So everyone wins. And you know me, I'm an egalitarian. I'm all about win, 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 win where I can get it. Onto the YouTube changes. And a lot of this is coming just because ever since I got back from taking my little constitutional, I've been thinking a lot about myself in relation to my business, a lot about myself in relation to how good I feel about this. Venus is retrograde in my 10th house as we speak. It's just rolled back into my 10th house. So I'm doing a lot of thinking about, does this, you know, carry the depth? Does this carry the weight that I want it to? Do I feel excited and jazzed about it? Do people have access to it? You know, is it really kind of bringing me back to the table? And a lot of the past few weeks for myself on an inner work level have been all about trying to bring the last 2 years full circle. 2013 to now, the growth of the Scarlet Moon is so big, and I cannot be more grateful and appreciative. This has just been amazing. You know, in 2 years, I went from 5,000 subs to almost 2,100 just on Scarlet Moon alone. You know, and if you add Scarlet Moon Magic, that's 23,000 people. 23,000, excuse me. You know, and that's a crazy amount. A lot of people. You know, so thank you, and I couldn't be happier for it. But what it took to get there did change Scarlet Moon. Not in bad ways, just in ways that changed it in its relationship to me. And so I've decided, how do I keep the good and bring it full circle? Because prior to June 2013, those of you who've been with me since way back in the day, you know, 2011, 2012, know, you know, it was a different kind of Nico. There was a certain level of spiritual intensity there. That was the whole point of Scarlet Moon Magic, was to also get back into that, and Scarlet Moon Magic is the channel you guys want to go to if you want to know a little bit more about me personally. You know, if you want to follow my journey and what I do personally. But I want to also have a lot of that on Scarlet Moon too. I can't have Scarlet Moon just be horoscope channel. So I'm changing some things. And the first thing has to do with controlling traffic. And not controlling traffic as in subscribers, but controlling saturation of the airwaves, I guess you could say. So, plan number 1, I will no longer be doing notifications on uploads for daily horoscopes. Now, that does not mean I'm not doing daily horoscopes. I'll still be doing dailies. I will still be doing dailies. Nobody has to worry about me not doing dailies. However, they will not show up in your subscriber feed. Okay? So there will no longer be, there will no longer be dailies showing up in the subscriber feed for anybody. Alright? And they will still be showing up for viewing, though. They will still show up in the same playlist. They will show up and they will be visible and accessible to everyone. There just won't be any notifications. And the reason I'm doing that has a lot to do with the fact that, oh my god, that's a lot of spam. That's a lot of Nico faces to be just rolling up and down the subscriber list. It's just spam at that point. It's spamming. The videos aren't spam, but the act is spamming. So no more notification on dailies. And people who come back daily, people who come back weekly, people who come back monthly, like, you know when to check. You know, that being said, weeklies, I know I need to reel in as far as, you know, regularity on the uploads. And I think I've got this down to where I'll be able to get it up on the Friday prior. So that'll be good. So that's going on. Another thing a lot of you probably already have noticed is that I'm toying around with the monthly scopes. I'm keeping the daily, I'm keeping the weekly scopes 12 signs. Not going to tamper with those. Not going to mess with those ones. Those are, You know, those have been and will always be. But I think that with the monthly scopes, I'm trying to toy with doing something different. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, you know, to be perfectly honest, monthly horoscopes, doing them the way it was done before, for some reason it just started to feel very repetitive, very cookie cutter, and draining as such. Now maybe there's a better way to do 12. You know, and I haven't thought of it yet. Maybe I will. But this last attempt, this August one, which I'm still checking, they've only been up for 2 hours, and I'm getting some feedback already about them. You know, a few hundred people have already seen them. One of the things that I've noticed is that, for myself, going back and watching, and I can see where a lot of people might be kind of like, you know, taking notes on myself, some stuff was coming out of those readings and interpretations that was so much more energetically substantial and intense on a spiritual level that I was not able to get out of the 12. And again, maybe a lot of it had to do with the repetitiveness of it all. Maybe it felt uninspired. I don't know. But toying with it is really going to, I think, do a better job. There were some things coming out that were just, you know, again, it felt more powerful to me. And I understand what a lot of people are saying, you know, in regards to whether or not they like it. Totally, I understand. I definitely think there are some elements that I can put in there to ground it so that it's not just like a fire hose of information, which is pretty much what it was, all 4 of them. Some people liked it. Some people were really digging it. Some people are really digging it. I've got a lot of, you know, encouraging feedback on Facebook and on Twitter, you know, and I've got some encouraging feedback on YouTube, and then I've got some, you know, some constructive feedback that says, like, look, I can see how this could work if you change this. And then, yeah, I've got some feedback that says, like, no, just no. So I'm kind of trying to work with that. In the end, I do like the idea of these things being a democracy. Now, that being said, I don't want it to be a popularity contest, because this also does have to work for me to do a good job. I don't want to be an uninspired horoscope guy, and I don't want to be a repetitive horoscope guy. And I think that one of the best things that I can do is find a way to make that aspect of this work more inspiring and enjoyable for me to do. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. Obviously, this is just day 1. When I'm recording this video, I will always be checking for feedback and seeing what's going on throughout the rest of August. And I'm already taking some notes about what I can change and do better with the format if I choose to do that for September. So we'll see. But I do definitely think that it felt better to be doing something different. I felt like I was doing better, even though my, you know, again, I talk very, very quickly, and I just talk very quickly by nature, and that for a lot of folks it might not have been as easy to absorb. I think there are some ways I can change it, or if not, you know, maybe again apply the changes that I want to make here to doing it a different way altogether. But it had to. And all of this is, again, for the sake of adding more depth to Scarlet Moon. Adding more depth. More spiritual depth, more artistic depth. Something that's more intellectually stimulating. I want people to have access to videos that are more substantial. You know, I don't think I've done, you know, enough as far as that's concerned. You know, back in the day, it was mental health this and meditation that. It was, you know, it was energy work this, you know, and I want to get back to that here. And Scarlet Moon Magic. Y'all should subscribe to Scarlet Moon Magic too. But I want to make sure that it's not just, you know, overrun or one-dimensional here, if that makes sense. So this is pretty much just what I'm working with at the moment, what I'm changing, what I'm going to be building up to. Again, turning Scarlet Moon into something that's more than just horoscope channel. Alright? Thanks for listening to me ramble for this update. I hope that this helps inform you, let you know a little bit about what's going on. And, yeah, feedback. I'd love to hear it. I'll talk to you later.